Selamat bergabung Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, saya Farah Karimah selaku MC. Selamat datang kembali di acara GES Indonesia Digital Series yang merupakan rangkaian kegiatan dari acara GES Indonesia 2020. Telah hadir bersama saya hari ini Ibu Febrian Rini Kumala, Head of Curriculum dari Lazuardi Al-Falah School selaku pembicara. Ibu Febriandri Kumala lahir di Bandung dan biasa dikenal sebagai Miss Andri. Beliau adalah seorang guru matematika yang penuh semangat dan inspiratif di Lazuardi Al-Falah School, terlibat aktif di Sekolah Lawan Corona, Jabar Teacher Charter, dan Kampus Guru Cikal sebagai perancang dari program pengembangan profesional guru. Berpartisipasi aktif dalam mempromosikan integrasi teknologi sebagai Google Certified Innovator dan menyarankan penerapan strategis penggunaan teknologi terbaik di ruang kelas nyata atau jarak jauh. Dengan topik kali ini, MathLink, Promoting Empathy with Technology in Math Class. Haruskah kita hanya mengajarkan teknologi dan bukan empati, atau fokus hanya empati, bukan teknologi? Teknologi dianggap sebagai mesin tanpa perasaan, kurangnya empati, dan menambahkan hal itu ke reputasi kelas matematika yang dikenal sebagai mata pelajaran yang paling tidak disukai. Pembicaraan kita kali ini akan memberikan wawasan tentang bagaimana mempromosikan empati kepada siswa dengan integrasi teknologi di kelas matematika dan bagaimana menyampaikan konsep-konsep matematika yang dapat digunakan siswa untuk menunjukkan empati dan kontribusinya kepada masyarakat. Kepada Ibu Febriandri Kumala, waktu dan tempat kami persilahkan.
Iya, baik. Terima kasih kepada Ibu Farah Karimah atas kesempatannya. Hello, everybody. Maybe I would present in both Bahasa Indonesia and English. So if you have difficulties in understanding, then I will try to translate them into Bahasa Indonesia. Jadi nanti akan ada dua bahasa ya, pakai Bahasa Indonesia dan Bahasa Inggris. Baik, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, everybody? Hopefully you are in good health, yeah, and safe at home, or at your office or at your school or wherever you are right now. This pandemic has forced us to work and teach from home. However, hopefully that would not dampen our spirit to bring lights and hopes with our education to our children. I would like to share some screen first. Is it okay, Bu Farah? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's present my screens first for my presentation. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Yes. Is my screen look okay there? Ya, oke. Semoga terlihat ya Bapak Ibu guru sekalian. Semoga semuanya dalam kondisi sehat. Tadi sudah diperkenalkan oleh Ibu Farah. My name is Febriandrini. Actually, when I applied for this presentation in GES Indonesia, I'm still had the curriculum of Lazuardi Al-Falah, but right now I'm the Vice Director of Lazuardi Al-Falah Klaten. And today I would like to share to you my topic based on good teaching practices that I've done for the past years. And I'd like very much to share them with you. It's called MathLinked, Promoting Empathy with Technology in Math Class. With our students learning from home now, the needs to provide meaningful mathematics teaching becomes apparent. Uh, as we are now not able to meet the students, math has to be taught in a way that relates to their daily life at home and use available resources. Math has to be taught in a way that students use math to understand their role in society and to contribute more to their community. Sehingga di sini saya akan mempresentasikan sebuah yang biasanya saya lakukan selama beberapa tahun belakangan ini, yaitu MathLink mempromosikan empathy dengan teknologi di kelas matematika. Oke, saya lanjut. Tadi yang sudah disampaikan, ini profil saya. This is my profile. So, if you'd like to know more about me, you can go to my Facebook, Teacher Andri, or my Instagram at Teacher Andri, and or my blog there. You can have this presentation later. If you'd like, you can go to bit.ly/, guest math link. Okay, I would give the link later. And for this presentation, I would like to outline what we would discuss today. The first part is about the misconception. Jadi kita akan bicara tentang miskonsepsi. How is math not a subject to teach empathy? Sebagaimana yang kita tahu, mathematics bukan sebuah subjek yang katanya untuk belajar empathy. Mathematics itu hanya berupa rumus. Math is just about formulas and numbers, and there's no empathy in it. And the second part is the challenge. How can math promote student empathic behavior using technology integration? And the third part is the action. How I do that by project-based learning that promote and teach empathy. The fourth part is the change. How math is taught as useful and empathic. All right. So we go to the first part of the presentation, which is the misconception. The first misconception is that, as I previously said, that mathematics is a hardcore subject filled with drillings and exercises. Nggak ada itu apa istilahnya matematik itu tidak ada sesuatu yang berempati di situ. Tidak ada bicara tentang empati sama sekali. Adanya hanya angka, adanya hanya mengerjakan soal latihan ya, and it only talks about abstract things and not related to the real world. Nah, ini yang di perbincangkan oleh para murid biasanya, bahwa matematika itu susah, matematika itu tidak ada hubungannya sama sekali dengan apapun yang mereka akan lakukan di dunia nanti. Ya, so the students think that math is not related at all to their world. Dan this presentation is actually based on my previous readings yang di sini saya menjelaskan tentang Math and Empathy dari Cassie Allen di tahun 2016. So, can the high school math class really be a place where students learn empathy? Itu yang beliau katakan. Apakah matematika kelas tinggi, kelas high school ya, berarti tingkat SMA, bisa menjadi sebuah tempat di mana murid-murid itu belajar tentang empathy. Dan Cassie Allen memberikan inspirasi buat saya. She gives me many inspirations that she believes she can. Even more, she thinks that mathematics is a uniquely positioned to serve this critical role. Math can become a subject where students learn to respect the ideas and lives of others. Nah, kemudian dari sini I moved to I start to create a math class in which I build empathy in it. Dengan there are three ways that usually we do in the class. That the first part is because there are more than one path to solve a problems, then students can show respect of others' way of doing math. Okay, and they each help in others in who need more tutoring. So they create peer tutoring or pair works in understanding math concepts. And because each of the students give unique perspectives, so they respect other students' perspective in solving problems. Jadi ini tiga cara yang biasanya saya gunakan ya. Jadi karena matematika itu memiliki banyak cara untuk menyelesaikan, kemudian kita menolong orang lain, dan kemudian kita juga menghargai perspektif dari teman kita. Nah, miskonsepsi yang berikutnya, the second misconception that I post or I experienced is that most math teachers thinks that mathematics cannot be taught by integrating technology, not only for delivering lessons, but using tools and applications to solve problems in their community. Jadi banyak guru matematika yang belum memikirkan bahwa menggunakan teknologi saat ini itu bukan hanya untuk mengajarkan. Jadi penggunaan teknologi bagi kelas matematika saat ini paling besar yang seperti yang biasanya diceritakan ke saya itu adalah for making a video, making a vlog. Jadi not using the tools and applications to solve problems. Okay. Nah, the challenge here, how can math promote student empathic behavior using technology integration? Math linked is a concept that I started. It shows that math is linked as solutions to the real world. If you like to know more, I created a special blog. It's www.mathlink.org. So if you'd like to know more, you can go to the website. So what we challenge ourselves is that from doing math with empathy, so teachers and students work with empathy in math class when solving math problems, and we challenge ourselves to move into a new way of doing math, which is empathy with math. So we create or we promote empathy, how empathy is built by solving real problems in community using technology integration and math concepts learned in class. Jadi dari kita berempati kepada siswa, berempati kepada mereka yang membutuhkan pertolongan pada saat mengerjakan soal matematika, kita beralih kepada bagaimana menumbuhkan empati terhadap dunia sekitar dengan matematika. Why technology integrations? The Gen Z and Alpha students are those of digital natives introduced to technology since birth. So it is so natural for them to use technology, and it is our duty for teachers to instill technology in building something with them. Jadi karena mereka generasi Z dan Alpha yang merupakan murid-murid kita pada saat ini, itu kita bisa mereka adalah digital native. Jadi orang mereka yang generasi yang memang lahir di dunia teknologi, sehingga apapun yang kita ingin bentuk dari mereka, upayakan selalu menggunakan teknologi. Nah, what actions I take, right? So the actions here is that I implement project based learning that promote and teach empathy. Right. And the first part that I do is to build inquiries. Jadi saya akan membentuk pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang dilemparkan kepada siswa. Beberapa pertanyaan ini ada terlihat di sini. So the first part of the questions is what happened? Apa yang terjadi? Ask students to observe current happenings. Jadi tanyakan atau minta buat students untuk bisa mengobservasi apa saja kejadian-kejadian yang ada di sekitar mereka saat ini. Kemudian kemudian then we can ask how we respond to that. Bagaimana kita merespon? Ask students what we can do to help. Apa yang bisa kita lakukan untuk membantu. Jadi dari dua pertanyaan itu kita minta mereka untuk memilih sebuah kejadian atau peristiwa atau sesuatu hal penting yang sebenarnya mereka sedang alami dan bagaimana kita merespon. Pertanyaan berikutnya yang biasanya saya sampaikan, the third part that I ask is, can math be a solution? Bisakah matematika menjadi solusi? Ask students whether we have math concepts that can support our solutions. Bisakah matematika itu ada konsep matematika yang bisa kita angkat sebagai sebuah sebagai sebuah solusi yang mendukung dari respon yang akan kita berikan gitu ya. Can we use technology? Bisakah kita menggunakan teknologi? Because technology is able to amplify our solutions and help more people, right? Jadi can we use do that? Can we use technology, and what applications that we might use? Itu yang akan biasanya kita tanyakan kepada siswa. Nah, from these four questions, usually students will generate ideas. Students uh, with their brain, with their ideas and lots of things that might come up to their surroundings, so they tell what happened, and they give ideas on how to respond. Okay, I would like to give you a sample of one of project that we did previously. The sample is the your energy counter. Here is they observe their surroundings, they observe their friends. Mereka mengobservasi teman-teman mereka. I teach 7 to 9, grade 7 to 9. And as pre-teenagers, they are so concerned about their body, and especially the girls. They think that if they eat too much, they will get fat really quickly. Jadi karena saya mengajar remaja usia 10 sampai 15 di kelas 7 sampai 9, yang paling sering terjadi adalah mereka sangat concern terhadap bentuk badannya. Mereka suka mengurangi makan hanya supaya mereka mikir bahwa kalau mereka terlalu banyak makan itu tubuh mereka akan menjadi cepat gemuk. So we create a discussions from there. So we observe the students, we observe their friends, and I asked, so how can we help your friends? Because if they don't take nutrition well, if they don't eat well, they would not be able to study for the rest of the classes. And they create ideas, and then they think that, okay, maybe if we show something, if we show like a calorie counter that that from the food intake that they have in at breakfast, maybe we can show them that they need to eat more on gitu. Jadi waktu itu kita sempat berdiskusi dan bertanya apa saja yang bisa kita lakukan sehingga membuat teman-temannya mau makan. Dan mereka bilang kalau gimana kalau kita membuat penghitung kalori saja. Nah, dari situ teman-teman pasti akan bisa melihat misal apakah sarapan mereka cukup atau tidak untuk aktivitas seharian. Then the learning goals here is actually to apply certain functions and basic operations to create a simple calorie or energy counter application using Google Sheets. Uh, the students also say that there are many calorie counter applications out there in the internet, but most of them do not have Indonesian food in it. So what we created is like a database for Indonesian food with their calories, and then they also come up with the idea that within the same application, they can also put uh, the energy intake that the body need for activities for the whole day. So here I put their role as a nutritionist, and the audience is also their students or their friends. And the situation here is to help particularly female students realize that they need to eat more, not less, to get the right nutrition for their daily activities. And the product is a simple board. It's a simple Google Sheets layout, depicts how many calories of the body of energy needed by the body, and how many are gained for milk from milk consumption. And they provide recommendations whether they need to eat more or to exercise more. And the standard is accurately use of the concept of functions, using the right formula, apply the correct basic operation. And here is uh, the materials that we use. So there are 5 different subjects that integrate into this project. So the science is investigating of various nutritions and calories in food, and from the math is the ratio and proportion as well as the function, able to realize the ratio of energy needs a person and energy intake of consumed food. The illustration is able to draw basic illustrations using watercolor, and we use Google Sheets and also Zapworks to create an AR apps or the AR posters for to integrate into the applications. And the engineering is built an application in Zapworks for AR and Google Sheets for energy counter. All right, and I would show you the app. For example, let me share this. Okay, let's see. Uh, okay, if maybe I stop the presentations first and then I would share my screen again. I would show you how they present the, oops, not here. Wait, sorry. Yes, okay. Right, here is, okay, if you can see here in the, this is the layout of the Google Sheets that they created. So the energy counter is in the left side, is that they say this is the energy that you need. So if you are a male, age 14, weight 70 kilos and height 172, your activity level is sedentary. It means that you don't move too much because you play games all the time at home. Then your energy needs is 2052 calories. Whereas at the right hand side is your energy intake. So they ask their friends, okay, what food do you have for breakfast this morning? Oh, I have sandwich and milk. Okay, let's say sandwich. What does the sandwich contains of? Sandwich contains of white bread, or this is roti putih, and then they have lettuce, tomato sauce, and maybe they use uh, sausage. Okay, so they put those things in the calculator here, and then it's they create a certain calculations, and then it says here, oh, so your calorie it's just 880. It's only 43% of your energy needed, so you need to eat more. Okay, so that's why the when the students uh, advocate their friends, this is the when they say, when it's interesting to see the interactions between the students when they present this to their friends. Okay, so that what happened during the class. So I go back to my presentation again. Okay, let's see, I need to stop and then go to my to share my screen again. Okay, let me see. Right. So that's basically the things though. So if they, maybe if they eat more, right? If they eat more than what they should be, then it says that you need to reduce your energy intake and be more active. It says like that. So the app is basically, it's just presenting their suggestions, and if they feel like they can be a real nutritionist. So the change in math class that I experienced with my students, and I asked them, I give some surveys to them. Uh, we have for some reflections for our students back, that the questions asked after the project, there are three questions that I asked. First, can you see that math is linked to your daily lives? And second, do you feel that you can be more empathetic to your friends after completing the project? If your answer is yes, tell me how. And the third part is, I asked them to choose between these three sentences. First, is it more important to promote empathy than applying technology? Second, is it more important to apply technology than promote empathy? And then the third part, is it more important to promote empathy by using technology? So this is kind of questions that, because we use technology a lot in the class, so it is uh, natural for the students that they think that technology is more important than the empathy, right? So I would just but I like to know about their opinions about this, so I asked these three questions. And for the first question, it's surprisingly that the students can see that math is linked to their daily lives and can be used to solve real problems in community. These responses that they have is that I've never had uh, the experience that math can be used to solve real problems. It's usually only on papers. This project makes me to bring ideas into my group and we work together. I'm excited that we use math to solve a real problem, not just do math or exercises all the time. So, sangat menarik sekali untuk melihat responses mereka bahwa mereka merasa bahwa dengan melakukan proyek ini matematika itu adalah sesuatu yang real, yang bisa dikaitkan dengan kehidupan mereka, link to their daily life. And then the second part is about 8 to 11 students feel that they become more empathetic to their friends. Some of their reasons are I can feel their stress. It is very warming to see that they can feel their friends' stress in doing this project, and we try to create better solutions for everybody. I'm happy I can make my friends pay more attention to their health and food they eat. Each of us is given role, and I feel we need to help each other. So the need to help each other is created by situations in the class, and then they think that because they are part of something, so they need to contribute. And the third part is 9 of 11 students answer that it is more important to promote empathy by using technology. So it's not, they think that it's not which one is more important, but it's just that you can do both. So using technology, but to promote empathy, because they think that this is the digital era, and where uh, the gadgets are their natural toy, and that integrating technology is one way to approach when we try to instill new behavior to our new students. Therefore, it's possible for teachers to use technology in promoting empathy in math class. Okay, so if you'd like to know more about my projects, or if you'd like to know more, or if you'd like to contribute, or maybe you have done something in a class that is similar to what I have done, you can go to this websites that I've created. It's www.matlink.org, and there's also we have like a PD program for math teachers called MathLink Certified Educator. So it's mengajar matematika bermakna. So you can go to these websites and you can uh, and be a good math teachers. All right. So thank you. If you have any questions, you can email me there, or DM me in my Instagram. I think that's my presentation. Am I too fast, Bu Farah, or is it
Bagus
okay?
Ibu. Cukup Ibu,
Ya,
bagus
cukup
sekali.
ya. Oke,
Iya,
iya.
ya. Terima kasih kepada Ibu
Oke.
Febriandrini Kumala, Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, akhirnya sampai juga kita di penghujung acara. Demikianlah acara webinar kita kali ini. Untuk mendapatkan informasi yang lengkap, silakan menghubungi kami di marketing@tarsus.co.id. Sampai jumpa di Guest Indonesia Digital Series selanjutnya. Tidak lupa saya ingatkan untuk terus mengikuti conference stream kami selama 2 hari, 4 sampai 5 November 2020. Stay tuned and don't miss it.